Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a tarot card reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody's had a good day. Please know that my readings are timeless, which means whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay. So I suggest that you watch all of the readings on both of my platforms because each reading is going to hold a personal download for you guys to decode, okay, for your own spiritual journey. So yeah, each of them has a different lesson. I also have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle, the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that platform, we are working to get into 1,000 subscribers. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers over there, then I can start to accept super chats for questions. So it's a $20 super chat per question. On this platform, if you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. Okay, so know that that is available. All right. We're just going to start with the prayer. Okay, we're calling upon the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, and we're asking that they can be with us now. We're calling upon our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, including our spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, and protective team, the Galactic Federation of Light. And we are asking that they put a protective shield around us, including the archangels, specifically Archangel Michael, blocking out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and to my collective, and I pray for my subscribers. So now as I call upon your personal favor and love, God, please continue to bless and prosper this platform. Please continue to bless and prosper me. And please continue to show us the way and reveal the truth to us so that we can make the best choices that we can make. I love you. I love you. I love you, higher self. I love you, God. All glory, honor, worship, and praise goes to my higher self, your higher self, the Most High, for everything that I do on this platform. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, times infinity. And I love you. Amen. Okay, so by watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you are agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling or anybody in the chat or the comments. Okay, it's nobody's job to religiously judge or condemn other people, and that goes strictly against the Bible. So if I see any bullying, any harassment, or any weird sexual shit going on, I will report you for harassment and bullying, and I will remove you from the platform. So just a warning. I know I give the warning at the beginning and people like come in throughout the reading, but like, yeah, I just have to give that warning because I'm not going to be held responsible if my spirit team comes kicking your door down. All right. So that's why I give the warning to not bully. Like, it's really nobody's job to be bullying other people. And if people feel like they're on some righteous crusade where they have to go condemn the people who are exactly like Jesus, like the prophets, the healers, the seers. I mean, I can't turn water into wine, but I can see the future. I can communicate. I know God. So again, anybody that's going to be trying to religiously condemn or judge anybody else, you know, they're going to have wrath leashed upon them because they should not be doing that. All right, so I'm going to talk about 2 books before we get into the reading that are very important. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Like it, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed, okay? All of that stuff is so important. Share this content, let other people know about it. Share it through your social media so that these messages can get to the people that need to hear them, okay? So that we can rapture and again, my definition of rapture is probably different than everybody else's, but it does involve spiritual awakening and gaining enlightenment of the masses. And that's what we want. We want these readings to reach the 100th monkey syndrome so that everybody wakes up, realizes that they're not their ego, they're not whatever their name is, and that they are more. And then starts getting in alignment with their higher self, and everyone's higher self, everyone and everything's higher self is God. Okay. All right. So the first book I'm going to talk about, now the links to these books are in the description box below. Why do I talk about them? Because when people ask me while I'm doing the reading, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? This is literally how. So the first book is called The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook written by Michael Steadman. And it has so many different techniques in it that are life-changing. Welcome, everybody coming into the chat. The first one, well, I'm going to talk about the 3 that I use every day. But there's so many more. There's like, meditation, visual meditation, the God technique. So when you see me doing the God technique, I may look off into the corner and I'm raising my consciousness into God's consciousness, so that, like, first when I started doing the God technique, because I've been psychic my whole life, I felt like I was being trapped, okay, in the astral, in the psychic realm, in all of the lower dimensions. I just felt that way. And because I couldn't explain what was going on around me and what was happening to me when I was, and it was happening for me, but it was happening to me when I was a child. I wish I would have had the techniques in this book, because I was in religion and religion did not do anything. So anyways, so what the says, you are not a spark of God, you are not a child of God, you are not like a God, you are not a God one of many, you are not going to be God someday, you are God now having this experience. This book is the spiritual cheat code to creating your own reality, gaining enlightenment, accessing your higher self, like Christ consciousness return type energy. This book, the techniques in it, not only have I taught these techniques to other people, but I use them every day myself. And so, like I was saying, I was being trapped my whole childhood, my whole young adult lifehood, all of that. Felt like I was trapped, could not break free of the ego, could not break free of the stuff that I was experiencing, and I didn't understand what any of it was, because through the lens that I was taught as a child was, it's either God or it's like the devil. And so that's all I had to like. And I was experiencing all different, thank you so much for that donation. I was experiencing all these different things. And so I did not know what they were. Like, to be honest, I was just like, what is it, So the God technique gives you the ability to rise out of the frequency of your ego, so that you can be looking out through the eyes of your higher self, which is God. And it's like, for when I first started doing the God technique, it was like an elevator ride. Like, it took a little bit of time to get there to where I'm looking out through the eyes of source. Now that the more that I do it, the less of that elevator ride there is, and the less of that gap of consciousness that there is. So that's a beautiful thing. Gives you the ability to see things from a higher perspective and to tap in. Really, it's like a raising of your consciousness, raising of your frequency as well, to the highest point of frequency that exists, which is God. And God is all of the positive things that exist in life, like love, joy, peace, compassion. I don't use forgiveness because God is not really judgmental. God allows all of its creation to have free will and all of its creation to create its own experiences. But God did put universal laws in act, so that if we and I don't even want to say make the wrong choices, but if we make choices that are not in alignment with our higher self, God, not in alignment with love, joy, and peace, then the universe is going to give us a reaction so that we can learn from that. And so that's, like, I don't believe in the wrath of God per se, but I do believe in God not stepping in the way of people's karma and people getting back what they sent out. So the second technique that you guys will see me use is the joy versus anger technique. And that's when you see me asking yes and no questions, like when I pull a card and I'm like, who is this? Who is that? And when I'm asking yes and no questions, I'm using the joy versus anger technique. The joy versus anger technique is from this book, okay? And it basically uses clairsentience, which is the gift that everybody has. It's clear feeling. It's like your gut feeling. And you know what joy feels like, you know what anger feels like. So it develops a yes and no answering system. So you can be always connected to God, which we are always connected. There's nothing that can disconnect us from God. However, if we don't use our connection, our spiritual connection, it can fade away, but it doesn't mean that it can be taken away or it's gone forever. I mean, it could be blocked. People that abuse their abilities, they can be blocked, but and in a way they can lose their gifts, but they can never lose. Nobody can do anything bad enough like to lose God's love. This is why God is not a human concept. God is something that is beyond what we can perceive as being loving, and God is timeless energy, which means that it can sit around and wait forever for every last little piece of its creation to come back to it. So that's why I feel like, people put these labels on God because of the Bible, but they don't understand the true compassion, the true grace, the true mercy, the true love that God actually is. And so, yeah, I feel like you guys understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, gaining clarity, the God technique, gain clarity. And then I was able to rise above these lower vibrational energies and entities that I was seeing that was making me very afraid. The joy versus anger technique. Before I wasn't asking questions like, should I go here? Should I go there? Should I eat this? Should I do this? And my life was chaotic. Now I ask questions. And the only time that I run into like something I don't like is if I didn't ask the right question or if I forgot to ask a question. And I am human. Well, I'm kind of human. I'm an angel, but I'm still having a human experience. So I'm prone to making mistakes just like everybody else. Sometimes I just forget to ask, like, should I go to Chili's tonight? This is just an example because this is an experience I had like a little while ago. On my birthday, when I wanted to go out to eat to Texas Roadhouse, I was like, didn't ask about that. And really I should be asking, not only should I go and what time I should go, because I went and then I had to wait in line. Well, not in line, but like in the car for like over an hour to get into the restaurant because it was so freaking crowded. Same thing with Chili's, like there was no parking. So yeah. I mean, and those are just minor setbacks. Like those are not major setbacks, but like if you were to get in a relationship with somebody and not ask if this person's for your highest and best good, like that could be potentially a major setback, not just something that's like going to set you back an hour or make you inconvenienced to have to walk from another parking lot to the restaurant, that type of thing. But when you start asking, you become divinely led. So it's like, why would anybody want to continue to live, from my perspective, why would anybody want to continue to live life just making chaotic choices and not asking their higher self where they should be going, what they should be doing, and what's going to help them? This book will put you on the fast track. There are many doors. Like Jesus says, you can get to God through many doors in the different doors in the mansion, but some doors are going to take you significantly longer. Okay. And to where you want to be, your destiny, you could fulfill it in this lifetime or the next. And that's the thing about destiny, is it's going to happen no matter what door you open, you'll end up getting to your destiny at some point. But depending on the door that you open, how long will it take you to get there? Okay. And so that's why I will say that there's no religions that are wrong. There's probably a sliver of truth in everything in each of the religions. But from my perspective, I was in religion as a child. I grew up in it. I was indoctrinated in it. And it didn't foster any type of actual spiritual connection to God. That was just my experience. I'm not telling you to leave religion and abandon your faith. I'm just telling you what I experienced was no experience. Like it was like I went through all of the rituals and all the stuff that they do, but I never ever experienced God or Jesus or anything like remotely close to that. And so that was just my experience though. But when I started using the techniques in this book, and when I read this book, I was like, who the hell wrote this? Like, this is stuff that I had thought all of these things, but I just would never have like said them out loud. And so this person is extremely courageous for writing this stuff down. So the joy versus anger technique is more foolproof than having like to say a prayer and wait for an answer. And it's better than using a pendulum or doing muscle testing because it will never give you the wrong answer. And then the 1 to 10 technique that you guys see me use, where 1's the lowest compatibility, 10's the best compatibility. When it comes to certain situations, jobs, relationships, I will be using that scale just because it's like a very easy scale to look at. And I'm usually able to see like if something's like a 3 or a 5 compatibility, I'm able to see whatever it is that's keeping the compatibility of that situation low. Okay, and then what is the other? Oh, the mind technique. The mind technique is a very important technique because we have both the subconscious mind, which 97% of our reality is created from the subconscious. And that's all the stuff we don't even know we have as thoughts and beliefs. The thing is that the sun's going to come up tomorrow, and you can test this out. The sun is going to come up. The moon is going to come up tomorrow, whether you believe it is or not. So the positive will always be there, but holding on to beliefs are like judgments. They bind you to an experience and a creation, and they taint the way that you see things. And so you don't have to believe in something for example, when you have expectations in a relationship, in a situationship, in a job, whatever, your expectation will usually end up letting you down But the thing is if you would just release the expectation and the need to control everything, God will show you something greater than anything you could have ever dreamed up yourself. And I've had that experience multiple times. So I know that to be true. And so from my experience, when I have a situation comes in that does not feel good, I go straight to doing the God technique. And then I use the joy verse to rise above it. I use the joy versus anger technique to ask, to then use the mind technique to ask with the joy versus anger, yes and no questions of, are these beliefs serving me? Now, I never get an answer that yes, a belief is serving you. Okay. So, by doing that process, I'm able to get rid of the thoughts and beliefs that pulled that situation in. And then usually that situation goes away. Sometimes the situation, if it's like a really big situation that keeps happening, obviously, there's more subconscious beliefs. So when I ask, does this belief serve me? Sometimes I'll go like, okay, are there any other beliefs related to this belief or a cousin belief to this, like a related belief that's in the subconscious mind? And then when I get yes, I go, okay, does it serve me to have that? Like, is that helping me? No, it's not. Okay, it's causing the problem. So then the mind releases it. Once the mind knows that it needs to release the stuff, the baggage that you're carrying around, it will do that. Okay. And then that's how I've been able to change my reality, literally by shifting timelines, shifting dimensions, timeline jumping. There was a timeline where, well, let's just say one situation was going to happen and it seemed imminent. And then I changed my belief system and did the techniques in this book, and it shifted me into another timeline. And that's happened multiple times where both me and another person have shifted into other timelines. I know that sounds like abstract, but it's really not. Like, we watched the entire, okay, so if you don't know, my higher self in the past, my past higher self, we'll just say a past life, I was Loki. So I've had to deal with a lot of freaking karma and bullshit because of that. But that's okay. Everybody's had lifetimes where they've been the best person, the best thing, and the worst thing. And I'm not saying that Loki's bad in any type of way. But I will say that was a learning curve experience. So when you start to learn about your higher self, I mean, for me, it was manifesting in my reality in such ways that there is no way that I could freaking deny who I was in the past, because people would keep coming in to the store I was working at. And when I had to face Balder face to face, if you don't know about the story of Loki and Balder, that was a very tough day for me. But with the techniques in this book, I was able to rise above that. And, I think that that's a beautiful thing, being able to rise above it and gain a higher perspective. So check this book out, you guys. It's life-changing. This is why I talk about it, so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. When I look at a situation, I'm going to be taking it to the highest degree, because I don't even want to fuck with it in the lower dimensions. I want to take it straight to God. So yeah, so the second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. Now, I did not have anybody to teach me how to read cards, okay? And there was no literature out there that really guided tarot. I mean, there's like tarot for beginners or tarot for idiots or whatever it's called. But that is just basically a very basic interpretation, and it does not really go into depth into the archetypes and what it could mean for you when you pull the cards. So again, it's just like a basic manual, but it doesn't teach you. So this is why I created this book, because I didn't have access to this information and this knowledge, when I was learning to read cards and pull cards for myself. So this book starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread that goes through the zodiac system, and you'll pull 2 cards for each of the positions. And so for the 2 cards, one card is the south node where your ego's at, and then the other card is the north node. And so it will show you how to get to your north node, and it will also show you different things about where you're at right now in your process of moving to your north node and being in your destiny. You can look at north node. It's in your birth chart, you guys. North node is destiny. South node is ego. Okay. And then the tarot card spell for that is to step into your own destiny, right? Which who wouldn't want to do that? I mean, this is like I'm loving that you guys are interested in spirituality and that you want to connect with your destiny and that you want to be your highest potential self. Like I think that the more people that are like you guys, the more that this planet is going to go through a rapture, and not a Bible rapture, but the rapture I'm talking about is the returning of Christ consciousness through each and every individual person all at once, like where everybody at a certain level gains enlightenment and then sees that they are not their body, they're not their ego, and that we are something more than that. So, so I will read a position from the High Priestess Tarot card spread. So for each of the major arcana cards, which are the major transition cards in the tarot, and for this book, you're going to want to get the original Rider-Waite, Riderwaite deck. I would invest in getting the deck that has the description, the interpretation right on the cards, because when you're learning to read the entire deck and the cards, it's so much easier to just have that available for you. Okay. So you don't have to be flipping through another book. And you can do these tarot card spreads and spells as many times as you want. I've done them many, many times. So I know that they work. Okay, because I have not only written them, I started off writing initiations and stuff like that. I've written initiation for all of the Ars Goetia. But yeah, so me transferring the knowledge into tarot, what just seemed very natural, to be quite honest. So the High Priestess card. So everything that you see on this card, there's going to be a position for. And that gives you a deeper dive into the archetype energy of the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is the number 2. The answer is yes. The zodiac is Cancer or Taurus. The High Priestess holds both inner peace and strength. The High Priestess is a card that tells you that in the upcoming days, you will be preoccupied. That means busy. Psychic, intuitive, and spiritually driven prophetess or prophet. High Priestess does not overreact. She remains calm and sure of the outcome. She is a beautiful, mysterious, yet unattainable woman. So position 1, the lunar crown of alchemy. This is the thing that's sitting on the top of her head, that lunar crown. It says above the head of the High Priestess is the lunar crown of alchemy. The card pulled for this position will give you insight into the unconscious mind, the power of the lunar cycles, night side magic, psychic intuition, prophetic messages, and dreams. You will gain insight into how aligned you are with lunar energies, magics, enchantments, lunar spell work, and the different cycles of the moon. And the card for this position, if you were to pull the Moon Tarot card, that would be a very big double confirmation for you. Also, if the card that you pull for this position is a yes card, then you can rest assured that you are in alignment with the lunar cycle and the moon. Position 2 is this pillar right here, B. It's called Boaz, the pillar of strength. This card position shows where your roots come from and how deeply connected you are to your reality. This card can reveal core strengths, positive attributes, core values, morals, belief systems, and what pushes your physical drive to strive for what you want in your life. If you are resilient, that will be revealed to you here. Where there needs to be more strength in your character and life, that the card that you pull for this position can show that to you. If you pull the strength card for this position, you will know that it's a double confirmation in relation to the energies of the strength in this pillar. And then it just keeps going for everything that you see that's on the tarot card. So you basically learn about it by going through each of the positions. You learn about yourself, and you can also do this for somebody else. You can be reading for somebody else as well and help them learn about themselves. And then the High Priestess Tarot card spells for personal enlightenment. And you use the actual tarot card for the spell to manifest, because this is an archetype energy. But it goes through a cleansing process, obviously. And these are not spells you do on anybody else. They're spells you do with yourself and with God. Kind of like how King Solomon did the workings of magic with God present at all times. But this isn't like summoning up spirits or anything. This is literally like, I invite my higher self, High Priestess self, forward into my consciousness and awareness now. Like, that's what you'll be repeating. Okay, so they're very simple rituals that will actually give you better insight. They're very powerful. So the Empress Tarot card spells for beauty and self-development. The Emperor Tarot card spells to obtain powers. I don't know why I'm feeling something stab me in the back right now. The hell is that? Stop it. It's probably a belief I have. So do I have any beliefs about being betrayed? Yes. Okay. Well, is that serving me? Conscious and subconscious? No, it's not. Okay. Well, then let's get rid of that, please and thank you. Okay. So the Lovers is to draw love into one's life. And the Chariot is to remove obstacles if you have things that are like in the way. The Strength is to become stronger in whatever way that you feel that you need to become stronger. The Wheel of Fortune is to obtain good luck. The Hermit is to find one's inner light. So for those of you that are in the dark night of the soul that are like, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? It's okay. Get this book, do the Hermit spell. It's going to help you go within, find that inner light so that you can find your way out of the dark night of the soul and into your purpose. And see the Death card, the Justice spells to create justice against those that thought that they got away with it. The Hangman is to sacrifice things that are no longer serving you. The Death is to bring about appropriate endings and things that just need to end, like a bad habit or an addiction or a harmful thought. Okay. And then in the back of the Temperance is to manifest with Archangel Michael. It helps you to create holy water with Archangel Michael. The Devil is to overcome the South Node, which is your ego self, okay? And that could be like addictions, greed, lust, all of that stuff is the South Node. And that's the things that are associated with the devil. It doesn't mean that you're demonic. No, it just means that everybody has a South Node, which is the part of them that's asleep in the Matrix. The Tower is to stop people who are abusing their power against you, okay? The Stars to manifest a wish. The Moon tarot card spells to bring about what you want, your desires into your own life. To manifest your deepest desires with the energies of the moon. In the back of the book, I've created a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when you start to pull cards for yourself and you get more than one major arcana card coming out next to each other. Also, the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, okay, this deck that I'm talking about, I didn't start with this deck. I wish I would have. I didn't know about it till like I wasn't working in the metaphysical store and people would be coming into the store and I would be guiding them towards the deck that they needed. So I started with the Goddess Tarot deck. I don't actually have that now, but like any other type of tarot deck comes off of the interpretations from the original Rider-Waite. So all of the other tarot, like this Twin Flame Awakened Path, has the same amount of cards and the same words on the cards, right? The same card structure. So if you learn the interpretations to this deck, you can go to any other specialty deck, and I would call it a specialty deck, like that one's for Twin Flame, and you'll be able to understand what the card is saying, no matter what picture they put on it or what words they put on it. You'll be able to understand it because you'll know what the original is. Okay, so I'm going to read from the back of the book where the High Priestess, it talks about, because we were just reading from the High Priestess tarot card spread. It says the High Priestess card is a spiritual practitioner card. The High Priestess is a self-initiatory and public initiation process. The High Priestess tarot card indicates a spiritual seeker. If you pull the High Priestess tarot card in the reverse, you can rest assured that you are dealing with a dark practitioner of spirituality. If you pull the High Priestess card in the reverse and then pull the Devil tarot card, it indicates that the dark High Priestess serves or worships the demonic. When you pull the High Priestess and then pull the Moon tarot card, it could indicate that someone is working with the moon to spiritually possess you. If you pull the High Priestess and then pull the Hierophant tarot card, it could indicate that the High Priestess has a teacher, coach, or mentor who is a Hierophant. If the High Priestess tarot card comes out with the Strength tarot card, it indicates that the High Priestess is extremely powerful. If you pull the High Priestess and then the Death tarot card, it can indicate that someone is working with the High Priestess to keep you stuck or stagnant in your life. And it just keeps going and going and going, you guys, with the different examples of the card combinations that I've seen. So check this book out. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. The link to this is in the description box below. The link to the Truth of God is also in the description box below. I think the first link is the Truth of God and the second one is Visago. All right, so you guys, now that you know a little bit more about everything, I feel like this is going to be a great reading. What I was guided to tell you is that it's this time for you to live life for yourself and not for other people. So if there are other people putting demands on you, wanting you to self-sacrifice, wanting you to give up on something, wanting you to walk away, no, don't give in to the whims of other people. If this is somebody that's putting guilt or pressure upon you, maybe they want you out of your position. That could very well be so. When you guys step into your destiny, trust me, you're going to experience some form of resistance. Also, just to let you all know, if you have any personal questions, send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I'll pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question. Okay, that is the way that I do personal questions. I just need to have an equal. At first, when I started out, I was doing it for $10. Now, when I did personal readings, which I'm not doing those now because we don't have the metaphysical store anymore, we sold it. When I was doing personal readings, I was charging hundreds of dollars for these readings because I have another psychic that I work with as well. And so literally, when I first started doing the platform, I was charging $10 a question for a year, and then I upped it another $10 because, again, every year I'm going to up it $10. So take advantage of me while I'm here. I don't know how long I will be doing live readings for the public like this. I may end up just doing live readings and answering personal questions in my membership. But that'll be a future decision. I've thought about doing that. And then just uploading already pre-recorded readings to the platforms. And I have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that platform, we're working towards getting to 1,000 subscribers. Once we're at 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to accept super chats over there. Yay! So, all right. So we're going to just cut the deck and see what we have here. But yeah, this is time for you. And when I first started doing readings, I did not use cards. Like, literally, I had a piece of paper and I would sit and I would write down all of the stuff that spirit was telling me, and not random spirits. I'm talking about like my spirit, my higher self, everything that I was being told. And the person would come in and then I would have the answer for them already on that piece of paper. And then we would look, like the person that I work with, they clear the energy because they, like can do that. And so we would go through each of the things, and then they would just ask their questions and we would talk. Okay. And that was before I started using cards. I do love the cards though. I feel like through the map of tarot, you're going to, while having a human life here, you're going to experience each of the tarot cards in the deck at one point or another. Okay. That's why the tarot is a great system to map the human experience. All right. So now so if you need urgent advice, remember, please do not spam the chat. All right. If you need urgent advice, send me a $20 super chat with your question and I will pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question. All right. So let's see what we have here, and make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, tap the notification bell, share this content, let other people know about it. Okay. All right. Ace of Wands. Anything is possible. This is why I'm saying that this is time to live life for yourself. If you're sitting around waiting for somebody to make a decision on you, that came up in the second reading I did yesterday when I was on my other platform, when I was using the Twin Flame Tarot. It was like the person in that reading, it was like the Knight of Pentacle cards in that deck shows a snail. If somebody is sleeping on you, if they're sitting on you, if they're like not acting, okay, if they're not moving towards you. When I was younger, I was clueless about relationships. I literally had a friend give me this book. It's called He's Just Not That Into You. And from reading that book, I understood then how men and relationships operate. And trust me, if a man loves you, he will travel across the sea. He'll travel across the ocean. He'll go across a desert to get to you. If the person doesn't love you, that you'll see that through their actions. And again, like in the reading that I was doing yesterday, this person's words were not matching their actions, which I feel like is completely shady. Okay, so the Ace of Wands means anything that you put into motion right now, it's going to pick up speed and the universe is going to back it. Okay. And that is like literally you having high energy. You could be tapping into your higher self, breaking free of your ego. Like seriously, the truth of God is such a lifesaver for me. I probably would be dead right now if it was not for the techniques in that book. And that's not an exaggeration. There's a lot of things I had to overcome and rise above. There's a lot of shit that I've been through. And like literally, without being able to connect with God within myself, I would not be here. Because there's a reason that Jesus spent 40 days and 40 nights. I don't know. It was at least 40 days in the desert, meditating, going within. Okay. Because that's what the answer is, never going to be on the outside of yourself. It's always going to be within. And once you understand that, it makes life a lot easier. Okay. Because you come already prepackaged with everything that you need for this lifetime within you, within your higher self and your own divine connection. The thing is that when we're a baby, our parents didn't say, "Hello, God. Hello, source. Hello, divine being." They gave us a name. So then we started associating ourselves. The moment that you say the word I, you separate yourself from everything else. Had we been told that we are not separate from the universe, not separate from source, not separate from the love, joy, and peace that God is and compassion that God is, had we known that, where do you think you would be at today had you known about your true self when you were growing up? That's why I feel like The Truth of God is a book that will change everybody's life. It really will. Some people may not be ready for it because they don't feel like, well, for whatever reason, they don't want to be on their highest and best path. They don't love God, or they just don't feel like, they feel like they have to go through a third, somebody else's connection to God. Again, anybody that's in the Bible, Moses, Noah, Jesus, all of those people had their own connection to God. They didn't go to a Jesus. They didn't go Enoch. Again, Enoch is not in the Bible, but if you know about the story of Enoch, it is a freaking awesome story. They should have included it, but they don't want people to know that when it comes time, when you have a real connection with your higher self, the most high God going within, they don't want people to know about how Enoch ascended without having to die. And God just came down and swooped him up. Literally, they don't want people to know about that. They also don't want people to know about the city. I forget the name of it, but it disappeared. It was at such a high vibration that it just shifted into a new dimension. So anyways, they want to keep you bound and powerless. That's what the religious structures are doing. Okay. That's just from my perspective. That's what it's a trap. So for those of you that want your own spiritual connection and that want to step into your destiny, step into your power, and learn about what God actually is, what your higher self actually is, and what you actually came here to do, The Truth of God is the book for you. And those of you that want to learn to read your own cards, the Saga Tarot Card Spreads and Spells is the book for you. So look, this is a good time to start a family, a good time to create something new. The Ace of Wands to the Ace of Cups. Yes, you are loved by the divine. This is like the Holy, and again, the Holy Grail Lord didn't come in until the medieval period. So there was no Last Supper until the medieval time period. Okay. And furthermore, there was not tables. There was not tables in the Middle East. Everybody sat on the ground when they ate. But, in medieval times, there was tables. So again, they just added that part to the whole story in medieval time frame. So the Ace of Cups is saying that you are loved by the divine. It doesn't matter what anybody else, is trying to pressure you into doing or pressure you into not doing. It doesn't matter, because you're going to follow the love that God has given you. And not only that, the Ace of Wands, why the Ace cards are better than the 10 cards is because the Ace cards come from God, which means what God gives to you in the way that the world cannot give to you. What the world gives to you, the world can take away. What God gives to you, only God could take away, but God's not going to do that. So that's why this is like a major blessing for whatever you're doing. God loves, it's pleasing God. And you could be like, I'm a nurse, I'm a CN, or whatever they're called, RN, CN, I'm a CNA, whatever. It doesn't have to be that, but I'm just using examples. You could be like, I work in hospice, I work at an in and out. You could be like, what am I? Well, it does. Sometimes you guys don't realize that you just smiling could change somebody's life. You don't realize how important the interactions that you're having actually are. And happy Friday to you guys as well. And so that's why I feel like you learning about your spiritual self, you're going to be able to unconditionally love yourself in a way that you weren't able to before, because you weren't able to perceive love. And again, don't blame your parents. What your parents didn't know, they can't teach you. So if your parents are not people that say I love you, and they have conditions with their love, try not to blame them for that, because they can't teach you anything that they don't know. 8 of Cups. Somebody wants you to walk away, dissatisfied, unhappy. I'm serious. This could be somebody that's trying to be a rival towards you. in a love relationship. This could also be about somebody wanting to push you out of a job or a position. These themes seem to be repetitive, and why I think that is, well, it's because this has to do with destiny. So anytime we're talking about destiny, you know, where you're supposed to be at, what you're supposed to be doing, like if you don't have any resistance in your life at all, then you're probably not doing anything that's making a big impact. And that's not me being judgmental. That's just showing you that how you can realize if you're chosen and if you're in alignment, you're going to have a lot of opposition come up your way. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because the opposite, you're making a change, you know, without having to be, doing lower vibrational shit. Okay. Basically, like, I'll use fame, for example. For you to become famous in Hollywood, you have to enter into a satanic cult and drink blood and do sacrifices and shit like that. Okay. You know, with God, you can enter into fame and not have to do anything like that. But the way that the system has been made, it's like if you try to enter into becoming famous, and again, fame is not anything I want. That's like some shit I would not wish on my worst enemy. Not being able to go anywhere without being recognized, that'd be weird. But like people that are connected to God that try to become famous, it's like the powers that be that are negative always try to break that person down and bring as much opposition as possible, because they don't want other people to see that they could just go to God and get whatever they want. They don't have to go to the devil, and they don't have to sacrifice other people. All right. So that is an example that I'm going to use, but like literally verbatim, this person wants you to walk away. And the funny thing is that they have to walk away dissatisfied. Oh, well, you know, this person at one point wanted to come with you on your journey. Now they want you to forget that this person is like, I wish that they would just wake up and forget who they are and forget why they're here and forget this and forget that. It's like, dude, stop being fucking weird. There's no possible reality where you're going to wake up and not remember that you are loved by God. Like, and even if you didn't remember that you're loved by God, I'm telling you right now, the cards are telling you right now, and the universe around you, the more that you look at that being loved by God, you're going to see just how much grace and mercy has over your life. The thing that I feel like where I get frustrated sometimes is because God is so merciful and great, so much greater than my human capacity to tolerate bullshit. And it's like, literally, God shows people's grace and mercy for so long where they commit the same, you know, thing that's not in alignment with their higher self over and over again, to the point where the universe then has to clap back. And then they do not recognize that gap of time where they were doing wrong to people and getting away with it and not getting slapped out by the universe, that was grace and mercy. Like, they don't realize that. And so learning about how loved you are is important. Ace of Swords, the first three cards that you guys have are ace cards. You are divinely protected. Divinely protected. So is your authority, so is your crown, so is the Ace of Swords talks about your life mission becoming clear. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is amazing. So somebody's got to walk away because you're divinely loved, divinely protected, and whatever you put into motion is going to take off. It's going to make other people very passionate about their lives. Wow, I just saw a falling star on this card. That was really weird. It's going to make you more passionate about your own life. Yeah, you could look up in the sky and see like a falling star. Maybe this person tried to wish on a falling star to have your destiny or to switch spots with you or something. And that's very, very strange and bizarre. Also, there is an energy. This person was trying to cause you to have perpetual vision problems and migraines. So I don't know if you've been going through anything with vision or migraines or sinus, but it's this person's energy. They've got to walk away from doing that, because now this person's stuck in bed with a migraine, can't get up, can't go to work, can't do anything for themselves. This person needs severe help. They need like somebody, they need like a, well, they need God, first of all, but trying to explain God to people who are super religious, that are stuck in religious psychosis, like the only thing, you can just pray for people that are in religious psychosis, okay? You can't do anything other than that, because you telling other people the truth about how God is, you know, it's not going to break their religious psychosis, but God has the ability to do that. And that's what I feel like a rapture would be. It would be breaking people of the religious psychosis that they're under. So this person is grieving. They're in emotional pain. They're depressed. This person's like, I miss the collective. No, they just miss your energy. This person misses your advice, your energy, your kindness. For some of you, this is somebody that you only knew online. For some of you, this is somebody that you've known for some time, or you went to school with them, you worked with them, whatever. This person can't sleep at night, and they wanted that for you, though. They seriously, they stay up all night. This is why they can't sleep at night. The Chariot. This person is freaking upset. They're pissed off that they're not able to put you in jail or have the authorities come for you. So I don't know what is that about, Spirit? Can you make that more clear? Why is the Chariot energy showing up? And if there was police officers that were trying to come for you for some reason, these people are being shunned. They're being like literally shunned, okay, by everybody else, because they're like, why are you trying to do shit to an innocent person? Like, you know, I feel that the Chariot card is not a bad card, but I do get that this does have to do with police. So maybe you're finally being protected, and your protection in the legal world or in the physical world, you know, and the spiritual is obviously upsetting this person to the point where they can't function in life. They can't get out of bed because their plans for their life involved ruining yours. And this person could have been wishing illness on you. Now they're sick. That's why I would not be ill wishing on anybody, because what you put your attention and your focus on, you will draw into your life. And you guys, if you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. And I will set a 20-minute timer, okay? But please don't spam the chat with your questions. I'm doing a reading for everybody so that everybody can benefit from the knowledge that's coming forward. What else do we need to know? Two of Pentacles. Yes, this message is a good message. This could be you getting a document in the mail, like arriving. That's going to be, for some of you, you could be getting a restraining order against whoever this person is. They're not going to be able to come near your property anymore. The good thing is like, I feel like a lot of you guys, if you do have a stalker, you know, you could just tell your neighbors to call the police on the person if they see that person. I also get that this is a great time to begin new projects. It says that in the Ace of Wands and in the Two of Pentacles. You could be getting a message that, like, this is a great time to begin something new. And whatever this was that was following you from the past is being demolished. It's being destroyed. It's being broken down. Some of you may be getting a document in the mail saying that you're a part of somebody's will and testament. You could be getting a document saying that, yay, you're approved to become a citizen or something like that. Or you could be getting a document that says that your housing, your Section 8 is approved. Whatever this document is that's going to be coming, it could be an email. Check out for your email. It could be getting accepted into something like college, school. But yeah, it's going to be an important message that comes through that gives you the ability to end a cycle with this person. It could be a message that, hey, you have inherited a piece of property, some land, a home, or something like that, or some type of benefit. Okay, so just be aware of that. There's a positive message coming in for you. Six of Swords. These people, that's not good for them. The Six of Swords for these people, the Chariot to the Six of Swords. I don't know if the police were trying to run you out of town, but damn, they're up under judgment for doing so. The Six of Swords is a court case. There was a time when I was living on Indian burial grounds, fucking horrible, and I needed to move, but I didn't want to move because, you know, that was my home at that time. But the police came to my door and they threatened me and told me that they were going to take me to court and sue me and get me kicked out of where I lived. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I had neighbors that did not like me because of my abilities and because I didn't want to join their religion or their. And again, the people that were doing this shit to me were doing witchcraft outside my house during the fucking daytime. They didn't even wait till nighttime to start doing the shit. So, which witchcraft is not persecutable, but these cops, like, they know that they've done something stupid. They're not going to be able to pull you into whatever this legal situation is. Maybe you're a truth speaker. I don't know why the police would not like people that speak the truth, but that's pretty fucking crooked and corrupt right there. Also, whoever this other person is that was snitching on you to the police, trying to get the police to judge you or come for you, this person feels really stupid. They feel like they failed in a major way and that they're not going to be able to get whatever this property is that you have, like Knight of Cups. Interesting. See, I don't really care for the Knight cards because they are fleeting energies. They come in, they come out. This person could think that they could have thought that they were going to come in and romantically charm you. I mean, that's not out of the possibility. But I get that this person is ridiculous. The energy has shifted. You're in the energy of you following your dreams and reaching an actual goal. There's nothing that this person can do about that. And you're not going to just date anyone. Wheel of Fortune, because these people, what they're after is your Wheel of Fortune. And they're used to like making people homeless or getting them kicked out of their house or whatever type of stupid plot and scheme to take people's property. They're used to doing that. But now they're getting fucked up for doing that. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is what just flew out on the ground. This person, do not start a business with this person. Okay? Look at documents very carefully. If you're signing a contract, this is dishonesty in business. This person's reputation and long-term goals are in jeopardy. Lack of insight into their problems affects their judgment. They're extremely short-sighted. These people cannot see what's coming for them in the future. It says look into the future straight up for these people. Wow. Careless spending, solicit several bids before making a decision. Business partnership is in conflict. So yeah, these people were trying to cause a lot of conflict for you to do whatever this is that you do. They need to get past it. If you're somebody that represents God and the Holy Spirit, these people cannot fucking force you to stop working because you have a spiritual belief that is not a religious belief. There's like literally nothing that they can do. Not legally and not spiritually. Six of Wands. You're still coming into fame, public recognition, being rewarded, and being honored. Let's get those likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. It really helps this video. If you could hype the video, if you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it, you guys. Please and thank you. You have no idea how much energy it takes for me to be able to get up every day, put my makeup on, get past the shit that I have to go through, get online to where I'm being an open target to everybody that wants to bully me and produce these readings like live for y'all. So please like the video. I would greatly appreciate it. And that would reciprocate the energy because you have no idea how hard it is to be totally consistent showing up every day. So yeah, fame, public recognition, honor, victory over the opposition. I feel like you were dealing with a Queen of Wands or a Queen of Wands in the reverse, which is like a witch energy. Okay, what do we need to know? The devil. This is what I'm talking about. Don't sign any contracts with the devil. Whoever this person is that wants you to abandon your spiritual position and wants to ensnare you in a business partnership. Maybe this is like, maybe you could do some type of content creation, or you have a product or whatever this is, whatever type of business you're in. This person wants to attach themselves and the devil to your business. The fuck no. It says, especially if you say that you work for God and the Holy Spirit, there's nothing that these demonic people can do about that. They need to stop judging you by the way that you look. Okay? I'm serious. What the fuck is wrong with people? I am somebody that, you know, I think that there are good and bad people of every zodiac sign, of every race, of every culture, of every gender, of everything. Like, you just have to know that there are good people out there. Okay? And not be afraid. 10 of Wands. These people are carrying a big ass burden here that they want to unload on you. Do not allow people to come in and trauma dump on you. That is not what you exist for. Okay? Unless you're like a counselor or a therapist, then you have to kind of deal with that. But again, you should have methods to be able to deal with that, because if that's your job, you should know that that's going to happen. But like literally, these people, they want to come in because they've already created some type of illegal thing. They've done something dishonest in business. They want to come in and drop all these burdens off on your, this is like somebody, like let's say you have work that you have a deadline you have to meet, you have work that you're doing. These people are being tested. They want to just come and drop their work off at your desk and then bully you into completing it for them. No, you're not going to give your energy to these people. These people, they can't seem to get a break because they're doing illegal shit. Like literally. It's always like, and this is why I said the grace and mercy over these people's lives, that they didn't get caught up the moment that they did it. That's grace and mercy. These people are mistaking, they're not grateful for anything. They're mistaking the grace and mercy over their life for them being allowed to continue to abuse free will and commit atrocious crimes. Queen of Pentacles. And this is all because you guys are abundant. It never seems to amaze me how people are just focused on like one or two things. It's like sex or money or physical objects. My goodness, you guys could be getting into politics. Shit, what is it called? Politics would need more people like you. People who are sympathetic, who want to help people, who will be able to make good decisions. Some of you guys are not into politics. You're just very sensitive to social situations. I feel like that, you know, staying neutral and not taking a side is going to be the greatest benefit for you. Yeah, you guys could be very generous people. You could be like literally like people, you guys could be like me, like donating a lot of your time and your energy to the general public to help them. Just know that there are people that love you that are grateful. I'm grateful that you exist. God is obviously grateful that you exist. The divine realm is grateful. 6 of Cups. Okay, these people are burdened because of whatever they're doing to children. And if they wanted, if this weird Knight of Cups wanted to come in and knock you up so they could have a binding, they want to bind themselves to you and bind this devil energy to you. You're not opening up yourself to these people. I also get that these people would be, you know, if they would just stop what they're doing, they would not be they would not be in the doghouse. They would not be in a situation to where they're going to have to, you know, answer to the law. The Emperor. Forget the fact that this person looks old. You guys have mastered something. You're not allowing this dumb behavior, dumb demonic energy, and dumb people to come in and ruin anything. Not at this time. And this is why I feel like, you know, you using your discernment is so key when it comes to other people, especially if like there's a business offer that comes in that looks really shiny. That's like, ooh, this looks like it's perfect. Okay, make sure you take whatever contract to a legal advisor, have that lawyer explain it to you, and then use your intuition. Ask, you know, I would get the truth of God and use the joy versus anger technique and be asking, and the God technique, and be looking at it through the eyes of God. Because looking at it through the eyes of your ego, this person is trying to set up a snare or a trap for you. Okay? This is just like the wicked that wants to trap the righteous. They want to ensnare the righteous. And they think they're going to get rewarded. They're going to get their ass beat severely for that. So they might want to just stop. 6 of Pentacles. These people they owe a lot of money. You know, asking the universe to be financially free is much different. It's much better than asking to be extremely wealthy. People that are extremely wealthy have a lot of financial responsibility. Financial freedom, it means having everything that you want and need, but not having all of this extra financial responsibility, which also means that when you don't have you still have everything that you need, but you won't have so much of everything to where people will come and want to sue you and take your shit from you. And this person wants to come and take things that are not physical. Page of Wands with the children. I'm serious. So yeah, maybe this person has to pay child support. If you have somebody that has not paid child support to you and you have a child, this person is going to end up having to pay. You do know that people can lose their driver's license and go to jail for not paying child support. So if you have to report them to child support services or whatever that is, do that if you need assistance. But also don't be relying on just the other parent to provide. And hopefully, I pray to God that nobody had a child with this person. Knight of Pentacles or this person. The Knight energies are not good energies. I mean, they're good, like maybe that could be a good friend. But again, that's not somebody that you want to have a relationship with. A Knight of Pentacles has been working very, very hard to, you know, pay whatever they owe, and it's still not enough. It's because they are acting from their ego. They're not doing what they came to this planet to do. And I promise you, it's nobody's job to block you and stop you. That's just what people think that they want. Four of Cups. These people were bored. They did all of this dumb shit to you out of boredom. I mean, make it make sense. These people are dissatisfied because they focus only on the material life. They also need something more in their lives. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. These stupid people are fighting. Okay? This is talking about fighting over profit, and who gets credit on projects leads to failure. Watch out for someone who is envious. No one will compromise. Selfishness and preoccupation with profit and personal advancement will prevail. Putting individual needs above the group dooms new projects. Conflict and work at home. That's what these people are going through. They have pissed off an entire community of people, okay, by being greedy, self-centered, and stupid. And this could be talking about, like, well, I don't really like talking about politics, but I did just see a video about how New York, they voted for this governor, and the moment that this governor got into office, they decided to raise the tax significantly on anybody that's like a middle class, lower class person. And then they said, oh, well, we're just going to raise this one type of tax on people who have over $1 million, but then they also slid in there this slimy snake shit on including everybody else on a different type of tax. And now there's people leaving New York City right now by the buses. If you're in New York City, you know about what's going on, but like people are literally trying to get bus tickets to leave New York City to get the fuck out of there because of this governor, and the buses are like overflowed with people. It's like really hard to get a bus ticket to leave New York. It's crazy. But yeah. And New York has a lot of people in it. So, you know, they don't want to go through that, being extremely taxed. High Priestess, look, you guys have mastered your intuition, or you're working towards that. You're actually using it. I feel like you're going to find inner peace, okay? Yeah, the answers that you have are already within you. It's just you need to go within and ask the right questions, okay? The other psychic that I work with is the best at asking questions. They ask the best questions. Okay, what else do we need to know about the situation? Just be aware. Yeah, 10 of Cups. Because you're using your intuition and your discernment and you're not allowing these people to take from you, you're going to be in the 10 of Cups energy. A lot of higher love coming in, great friends, a special love relationship, happily ever after, a happy family. And that this is you protecting your peace, okay? You mastering your emotions and protecting your peace. And that's something that's very important. Your peace is protected divinely. And these people that wanted to bring conflict to your home, conflict to your business, they need to just mind their own business. These people should probably be concerned about what's happening to them or what's about to happen to them. 8 of Swords, because they're about to go into imprisonment. They're about to go to jail, especially because they've pissed off an entire community who has maybe this entire community was trying to attack you. These people are now repenting for that because, you know, you're protected, basically. You're still an abundant person. There's nobody can change the core of who you are. These people, they put, like I said, individual needs above the needs of the whole community, and they fucked over everybody else. That's why they're in the position that they're in. 5 of Cups, and they're crying over spilt milk. I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda, when I woulda, when I coulda. They're going to be in jail crying over spilt milk, things that they have no control over. This could be like the loss of a relationship. Maybe this business, maybe nobody's going to go to this business anymore. This could be multiple businesses. But yeah, it's like the loss of a relationship, the loss of a valued friend, whatever the beliefs are that are about this situation. Does it serve me to have those beliefs? No. Okay, I release it. Because I don't think that this shit is about me, but I do feel like it is about you guys. Yeah, hope for a better future. These people, they're going to be crying over what they should have done or could have done differently. Let's just say that. While you're over here in the sun, healing, doing the inner work, these people, they're going to be crying. Wow. I also get that you guys are very optimistic, which is the exact viewpoint that you should be having. Through God, anything is possible. When you're doing something that involves God, what are these people going to do about that? If they don't like it, they need to just move on. Four of Wands, because you're over here completing projects, making new marks, like reaching goals and finishing things. You came here to literally be successful, and you're going to be rewarded for your life's hard work, for all of the stuff that you've been doing. You know, your ideas are also very plentiful. I would not be sharing those ideas with anybody else. If anybody's trying to hack your devices, they're going to jail for that. Trying to plant shit into your phone, they're going to jail for that. Yeah, you're being told to celebrate and to live life for yourself, and to not live life so that, you know how some people are people pleasers? I would not be living life as a people pleaser. That's not going to make you happy. Knight of Swords. These people have a lot of aggression coming towards them. They have a lot of very, very nasty, volatile energy coming towards them. And yeah, this military energy is going to put these people in prison. What else? The things that people will do because of jealousy and envy is like amazing. It's just crazy to me. It's like, it blows my fucking mind that these people would do all this shit from jealousy and envy. Wow. Whatever. Four of Swords. Yeah, this is the end of a battle, because when these people go to jail, they can't do anything else. The end of the battle, I mean, this is like you being able to move forward in peace and not have to fight with people. Also, you know, sometimes we look at, when we have experiences through the internet and stuff like that, we don't look at people like they're people. We look at them like they're internet things. I'm getting that these people were not they were not respecting your human rights. They were also not respecting your privacy. The World. You guys could be getting a new home. You could be relocating. You could be getting a new, like, job soon. Something about these people's energy just makes me want to freaking sleep. Like, they just are exhausting. I feel like this spiritual warfare that you've had to go through just to be able to have peace is fucking ridiculous. Like, nobody should have to go through shit like this. So these people, they're not able to destroy your happiness. They're also, if you're moving, I think, yay, move. Because I'm serious. Like, if you can move, I would move. I would definitely get away from these people and make sure that they never figure out where you live or where you come from. Or I would just not be really revealing any type of information about yourself at all. Yeah, you're here to help people that are less fortunate. That's why you're being blessed, okay? Seven of Wands. If you have to defend yourself or defend where you're living, you might want to ask God to give you a new place. Like, because in my situation, when the police kept coming for me and my neighbors were calling the cops on me and lying, basically, at that point, I was like, okay, well, I need to figure out how to sell this property and move. I was able to sell the property and find a new property within a month because of what God did for me. And so, like, until that moment where I had been like, okay, these people are trying to fucking kill me and imprison me. Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, trying to unalive me, make me homeless, and imprison me in some type of way. And I'm not even doing anything. Yeah. So I moved. And now they don't fuck with me because I'm not around those neighbors that were witches and warlocks and weirdos and shit. And God handled that, they dumbass, in such a way that I'm never going to have to worry about that shit ever again. I feel like sometimes you just need to move. Sometimes you just need to leave that job that's toxic. Leave that person that's toxic. The star. You guys have abilities. This is the new age of Aquarius. So these people that want to sacrifice you, it's not going to happen. My left ear just got really hot. So maybe these people are talking about you actively. Maybe they're talking about something that you're doing, something you're creating. Well, whatever they have to say, who the fuck cares? Yeah, this is like you defending your ability to be a star, and how I was talking about how the entertainment business, like the industry, whatever, if it's like acting, whatever type of industry that's entertainment, Hollywood type shit, they don't like people that are of God. They will try to take people away from God. They'll try to make them do satanic shit so that the things that they could never come back from, and then they'll like allow them to have power and fame. That cycle is over. If you have to defend your star ability and who you are, then these people are gonna get smacked out for that. Okay, what else do I need to know regarding this situation? King of Swords. These people are going to be judged by somebody who does have the authority to put them away. And not only that, there's an entire community that's now repenting to God for what they were trying to do to you. This whole entire community could be up under investigation. And you are like, I'm leaving. I'm just moving on with my life. And these people are like, no, we didn't stick 10 swords in your back. We weren't able to accomplish murdering you, raping you, trafficking you, whatever the fuck these people wanted to do. We weren't able to accomplish that. You can't go that yet. I would just be like, boom, my shit's already packed. I'm moving. I'm moving on. I'm moving out of the way. Because, yeah, this King of Swords is going to put these people in their place. It's going to be like, yeah, this is over. This is basically over. Leave the collective alone. Stop fucking with them. And if this community decides to repent and apologize to you, know that it's a fake-ass apology. I would not let none of these people come. Like the people, for example, the people that were trying to put me in jail, that were calling the police on me and lying on me and all this fucking shit, those people would end up calling me in the future or contacting somebody that I know to get a hold of me to ask me to help them with something. Like, what the fuck? Like, my friendly neighbor. Y'all say you're my neighbors. Like, this is how I felt. Y'all say that you're my neighbors, but you called the fucking cops on me, tried to get me put in prison. Now you're calling and begging for help because you're in a mental institution or whatever the fuck happened. What happened was, when I left, the protection that was there went with me, which left these weirdos exposed. And that's exactly what's happening. So sometimes you just need to remove yourself from a situation, from a place, or from something to make things better. I also feel like if you're going on vacation, don't tell anybody that you're going on vacation. 5 of Wands, because there is somebody that's trying to compete with you in some type of way. There's no competition. Like where these people could never. Maybe they want to be the holy anointed chosen one. They would have to start going towards God, moving towards their higher self and away from the devil. Somebody is trying to separate you from your star power. I would be calling my star back to me, my star of destiny. I would be calling my star, my destiny. I would be calling my energy and my power back to me. And I would be asking for God to call judgment on anybody that is trying to take my star, take your star from you, take your destiny from you, or fuck with you in any type of way. And that's not you judging them. That's you asking your higher power to do whatever needs to be done to discern the situation so that these people can get the fuck out of the way. Because that's all they're doing. They can't stop you from getting to your destiny. All they can do is try to delay you. And by imprisoning you falsely, by setting you up, by framing you, that's what they intended to do. 3 of Wands. Yeah, you guys are still focusing on your visions and your goals, and you're moving forward. And these people, what are they going to do about that? You guys are meant to be the leader. They're not. That, again, whoever led this community down a dark path when it came to you, that person is probably going to get fucked up. I'm serious. This whole community is going to come for that person. So, like I said, this is why scheming and plotting and manipulation and shit, it's just not for your highest and best good. King of Pentacles. There is somebody that wants you to make a deal with the devil to compete. You're not entering into no competition. The fuck is wrong with these people? You don't need money from no King of Pentacles to start something. You have everything that you need within you. You don't need to go to some fucking person. What the fuck can they do for you that God can't? Like, seriously. Ace of Pentacles. Because your money comes from heaven. This is what I'm saying. When you know that this is your situation, that your money comes from heaven, why the hell would you need to go to a King of Pentacles or any other human person to get a business deal or whatever? This is what I'm saying. These people cannot compete with God. Good luck with that. You already have a position. You're not going to worship money like it's a god. You're not going to worship these people like they're God. Page of Swords. They can spy on you as much as they want, but I can guarantee that all they're going to see is you being protected, you being saved, you being delivered, you being loved, you being provided for. That's all they're going to see. I mean, without you revealing anything about yourself, even if these people have the intimate details about you, the moment that they try to plug that shit into whatever demonic ritual that they do, it's going to blow up in their face. May every demonic altar and demonic contract and soul tie and bondage and chains be burnt by the Holy Spirit fire. May every person that's trying to use extortion, blackmail, trying to use money as a motivator, may they catch fire by the Holy Ghost. And the fruits of their labor, may it all catch fire by the Holy Spirit. Magician. These people could be like, they're using magic. If you're using magic on yourself to protect yourself, who the fuck cares? Like, what is it up to these people? They can't do anything about that. They literally, what is up with these people? They can't do shit about that. Anything that you're doing for yourself that you have to do because these people keep trying to put you in a position to where you would have to defend yourself. This is like somebody threatening you over and over again, and then you go get a weapon and you decide to have that weapon in case this person comes to threaten you again. Now they're going to throw a fit because you have, and this is just an example. Maybe you don't have a weapon, but this is like my example. Now they're going to throw a fit because they see that you have a weapon to protect yourself with, and your weapon is God. Like, literally. You don't actually need probably a weapon, but God is the weapon, because the universe is not going to play this dumb shit. When it comes to these people, when it comes to your safety and your health, that is not something that is a game. And these people think that everything is a game. They literally do. They think that everything is a game and that they have the game rigged. No, I can guarantee God has got an upper hand on these people every single moment of the day and night. God doesn't need sleep. Okay? God is like a timeless energy that goes beyond what we can perceive. In any type of way that we think about love, God's love is greater. It really is. The compassion, mercy, grace, all of that, it is so much greater than what we can perceive as humans. Page of Cups. This is what I'm saying. These people want you to become materialistic. They want to offer you some bullshit offer, something in a codfish, with a codfish in it. You don't need that. I would continue to stand your ground and not allow people to walk all over you. Not allow people to take your star ability. Anybody that wants to do that, the answer is no. Yeah, Temperance, because you're protected by Archangel Michael. So this is what I'm saying. It's futile. Anything that they're trying to do is basically futile. What was that just fell on the ground? The Five of Swords, these people are going to tell the courts and everybody else, oh, I was just doing it to keep myself safe. No, I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, it, they, them. You mean that you are bullying and harassing another person that was at peace, leaving you the fuck alone, not caring about you, not even focusing on you? You mean you want to tell the courts and everybody else that you are gang stalking and harass another person and trying to bully and abuse another individual because you needed to preserve yourself? Make it make sense. These people, they're going to need to do something but they're going to need to repent, point blank period. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. These people committed illegal crimes against you, physical illegal crimes that can be tracked. The evidence of it can be tracked, and they have to answer for that. Okay. And seriously, they're going to say, oh, I did it because they were attacking me. They were blah, blah. No, there's no evidence of that. These people are straight up 100% fucking liars. They lie. And they're known to be liars. There's nobody around these people that trusts what they say. So just know that. Yeah, they're like what they're coming up against, or what they think they're coming up against, is you, but it's not. It's Archangel Michael. This is why they get in the ass fucked up. This is how you fuck around and find out that somebody is chosen and protected. This is why you should not be bullying people. You should not be pushing people beyond their capacity to deal with things. People really need to mind their own business and let other people live their lives. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. But I'm serious. Like, people need to really, really start respecting other people and stop looking at people like that even if you were doing something to protect yourself, you have every right to protect yourself. Okay? Every right to protect yourself. Who the fuck are these people to try to put you in a position to where you would have to defend yourself? Like, and they think that you're not going to. These people just didn't know that you are much greater than them. You're bigger. This is like a little dog trying to start a fight with a big dog type energy. And thinking that that's going to work. No. King of Cups. These people are being advised by their lawyer or whatever to leave you alone. They are. They're being advised to leave you alone, let you go. And that's very wise advice, because anytime that they try to come for you, Archangel Michael is going to defend you. Eight of Wands. It's got these people at a crossroads, but I can guarantee there's only one path that they're taking, and it's going straight to jail, and then it's going to hell. Knight of Wands. Ew. This is what I'm saying. Whoever's trying to do all of this nonsense to you, this Knight of Wands, whoever came up with this stupid plot is an idiot. They're going to have to go to jail, because they did something illegal. The Lovers. Yeah, this could all be over you having a love union. These people don't want you being with someone. Archangel Michael is protecting this divine love union. This twin flame contract, ascension contract. These people are not going to come in and pretend to be your twin flame and trick you to go down the wrong path. That is not what's going to happen. In fact, some of you could already be with this person, and some of you are about to meet this person. Okay. Let's get a conclusion to this situation. Is there anything else that we need to know before we go? Yeah, these people need to know that you are more than just this. The Queen of Cups, this is like you being a loving wife, a nurturer, or if you're, going to be with a Queen of Cups, this is you attracting in somebody who is going to be perfect. Okay. So what is the conclusion then when it comes to this situation? The Fool. These people were fooled into thinking that they could take something from you. They were lied to. They shouldn't have listened to the devil. The devil is not known to tell the truth. I mean, seriously. Okay. So basically, they're foolish, and whatever they're doing is ending. It's an ending to this stupid behavior. These people are going to have an awakening. They're going to realize that they should have just left you alone. Okay? The Queen of Swords, that's your energy. You cut these people off. You're like, no, thank you. When these people came in, they're like, would you like to sign up for this? Would you like to join this? Would you like to da, 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 da? Would you like to start this, invest in this? No. You're like, no, thank you. And you were very polite about it. You don't have to be cutthroat and evil to people. Look at these two cards. This is the compassionate, sweet one. This is the person that has been hurt that stands up for themselves. You stood up for yourself. You said no to them in a very polite way. I mean, what the fuck? Like, literally, what do they expect? Yeah, you cut them off. And you did it in a nice way. You're like, I'm sorry, but that's just, not something that I want to be around, be doing, or invest with. And this is what's got you getting your wish fulfillment. You had to cut these people off to get your wish fulfillment. And I feel like your wish fulfillment involves justice. And I also feel like it involves you getting a soulmate, twin flame union, soul contract with the universe. And I feel like this Queen of Wands person is going through a death. They're going to probably pass away. Tower, because they're in the tower, because they were behind all of this, getting all of this community and these people. Now all of these people have to repent, or they're going to continue to go through the worst karma possible. This is all because God gave you blessings that you can't buy with money. And literally these blessings that you have, nobody can take that from you. Your soul contract with the universe to use the gifts and talents that you have to help people. There's not a person or a thing on this planet that's going to do anything about that. This Seven of Pentacles, the tables are turning in your favor. The last will be first and the first will be last. So just know that you're going to get through, you're going to make it through this just fine. You're divinely protected. These people are the ones that have literally no protection, and they're running from their past decisions because they know that they fucked up and made a bad choice when it came to you. These people are making everything worse for themselves. Ten of Swords, because this is where they're headed. This is what they wanted for you, so this is what's going to happen to them. Wow. Okay, so when it comes to this situation, they're already in the Ten of Swords. Is there anything else that we need to know, Holy Spirit, before we go? I get that there's like one or two more things. Yeah, this moon magic is what's doing them in. They spend all of their time up under the moon, trying to betray you, trying to get others to betray you, and now they're being betrayed. And they're sick. And there's a Hierophant group, possibly a religion that's judging them. Or this could be a judge. Wow. Maybe these people are getting kicked out of like Freemasonry or some shit. Whatever it is that they're being, excommunicado from, they need to literally just get it together, okay? I feel like you have done everything that the universe expected you to do or wanted you to do. That's why your first three cards were the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. And you still had the Ace of Pentacles show up later. And that means that you are divinely protected. Anything that you put in the ground will grow. Anything that you are working on will flourish. You're going to become famous. You're going to be wealthy and healthy and happy and whole. And there's nothing that these people who are sour as fuck can do about that. Maybe they tried to do a sour jar to make you feel bitter or something. I would just say, if you're having arguments with a loved one, or there's an energy lingering that's a negative energy, I would say whatever this is, God, higher self, first of all, is there any thoughts and beliefs that are creating this situation? Yes. Then I would say God, higher self, divine realm, handle this shit. Archangel Michael, handle this shit. There's no reason for you to be in any type of turmoil right now at all. There's really not. And it's like, all of this was happening to you, but it's happening for you. Just like it was happening to these people, it's also happening for them so that they can awaken and get their shit together and get into alignment for what they're here to do. And you are just the necessary stimulation for them to go through that awakening. So know that. And nobody's going to be able to steal your business from you, stop you, block you, even mess with your numbers. They're not going to force you to do anything that you don't want to do. So continue to invest in yourselves, you guys. Live life for yourself. Don't live life for other people, and don't be a people pleaser. You're not going to not everybody's going to love you, and not everybody is going to be pleased with what you do. And that's okay. Learn how to be okay with that. Just know that when you love yourself and you're pleased with yourself and God is pleased with you, what would it matter with what anybody else feels? All right, you guys. Bots have you crippled. I would cancel and rebuke them. Cancel and rebuke them. A bot? Seriously. So remember, you guys, those of you that were not at the beginning of the reading, I'm going to talk about the two books that are in the description box below. The first book is The Truth of God. It's an intuitive living workbook written by Michael Steadman. And this is the book, when you see me asking yes and no questions, I'm using the techniques from this book. When you see me using the 1 to 10 technique, like 1 being the lowest compatible situation, 10 being the highest, I'm using that technique out of this book. When you see me raising my consciousness and doing the God technique. That's when I'm raising my consciousness to rise above whatever's going on. That's also out of this book. And there's so many other things in here, but yeah, the joy versus anger gives you the ability to ask yes and no questions, get an immediate response back so you can be divinely led. And then the God technique gives you the ability to get out of your ego and rise above whatever's going on. And the mind technique gives you the ability to select the thoughts and beliefs. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that donation, that are no longer serving you, that are creating the situation so that you can get rid of them. And then that way your situation will change. And then, yeah, the 1 to 10 technique. But this also teaches you about gratitude, meditation, controlling the mind, energy ball. And it talks about, realizing that you're God and tapping into your higher self. So this is the book that changed my life, you guys, and I know it will change yours. The second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And I wrote this book because I did not have anybody to teach me how to read cards. This book will teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people. So you'll want to get the original Rider-Waite, Riderwaite deck. I would go ahead and get the deck that's got the description on it. That way you don't have to have a separate booklet that you're flipping through to get to the answers. But for each of the major arcana cards, like the Hangman, the High Priestess, like this is the original deck. Every other deck that's a tarot deck, that's a specialty deck that comes off of this, it comes off of this deck. So if you learn, like if you were to get this book and get this deck and learn this deck, you could go to any other specialty deck and know the interpretations of the cards and know how to read it. So this book starts off with the 14 zodiac tarot card spread with 2 positions for each zodiac sign, and one will be your south node and one will be your north node. And then the spell that goes along with that, and these are not spells you do on anybody else, is so that you can step into your own destiny. So I'm going to read a card position from the Empress. So you'll pull 1 card for each position. So for each of the major arcana cards, I've created a tarot card spread. So position 1, the personal divine feminine archetype and ego. This card position shows you information relating to your south node energy. This means that you will receive information and insight into the depth of your ego. Your personal divine feminine archetype may show through here. This position gives you a sense of how awakened you are to your divine life purpose and mission here on the earth. This position gives you knowledge about the lower self ego that you have been identifying with. Position 2, the higher self divine feminine archetype of the Empress. This position can show you how fertile you are. You may see how the archetype energies that you pulled in the last card relate to you in this position. This card position will show you how in touch you are with motherhood, and you may get a message about how to heal the bond with your mother. If you pull the Empress card for this position, then you will know that you are in alignment with your Empress self. We all have divine feminine and masculine within us. So even if you are a man, this card relates to your divine feminine nurturing energies. Okay, and then the Empress Tarot card spell is for beauty and self-development, and the Lover spell is to draw love into one's life. The Chariot is to remove obstacles. Then in the back of the book, I've created a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when the different major arcana cards come out one next to each other. So I'm going to read from the Empress because we were just reading from that spread. So it says, if the Empress Tarot card comes out in the reading, it means that you are dealing with the divine feminine energy. The Empress represents a loving mother that is compassionate yet potent with their love. The Empress is the highest ranking female card in the tarot. Pulling the Empress Tarot card means that you are dealing with a boss and a ruler. If you pull the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading, it could be talking about an equally yoked relationship between a man or a woman. If you pull the Empress in the reverse, it could be interpreted as a transgender man energy or man who has a very feminine demeanor. If you pull the Empress Tarot card with the Temperance Tarot card, it could mean that the person who you are dealing with or speaking on is not retaliating against attacks. If you pull the Empress with the Death Tarot card, it could mean that whoever is in question could be losing their spiritual rank soon. And it just keeps going on and on and on, but you guys get the gist. So again, the links to these books are in the description box below. We have The Truth of God, Michael Steadman, Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook, and then Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And you'll want to get the original Rider-Waite, Riderwaite deck for that, and get it with the description on the cards. It makes it so much easier when you're learning to read cards for yourself and for others. And you can do the tarot card spreads and spells in this book many times, and as many times as you want. I've done them many times. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you. Thank you, everybody that donated. Please like the video, share the content, make sure you're subscribed, tell other people about it. And remember, if you have any personal questions at the beginning of the reading, tap that notification bell so that you can come into the live stream and send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will set a 20-minute timer and I will answer your question. Okay. All right, you guys, I love you so much. And remember, I do have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. And on that platform, I use Oracle cards and tarot cards. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm so proud of you. Continue to live your life for yourself. I love you so much. Peace be with you guys. I'll see you in the next reading. Okay. Bye.